Good Monday morning. Welcome back to Nebraska, Cale Carlson Lead Farms. I am going to start and introduce a video. We are going to irrigate. Why? Because I haven't for 2 months and it's bothering me. I'm a Nebraska irrigated farmer. I'm used to chasing these things all season long. Thank the Lord, it has been beautiful and blessed to have rain and have corn crop this tall, actually to start pollinating. We are at Kay's South Pivot. I've done a few other videos about this motor well and pivot throughout the growing season. You guys maybe recognize it. Brand new column, shaft, bearings, rebuilt pump at the bottom. Just got the bill. And for the first time in the last 3 years, I'm shocked at how relatively inexpensive it was. Maybe I was just bracing myself for much higher prices. Very happy about the price of this rebuilt motor. The last time we did it, it wasn't us, it was the previous land owner, was 2002. So now we should be able to get all of the water that is in this hole. One of the major reasons I'm starting to irrigate, because if we don't get rain this week, which is typical Nebraska, I want these pivots to move. The corn is tall enough where it's touching the pivots. You can see the tassels start to shoot out. And I want to run all my pivots fast because typically I struggle the first few rotations to get them going, keep them going. So if the rain does shut off, the corn is at its highest use water stage now, up to, if it's hot and windy, up to 1/4 inch a day. So I want to stay on top of it with the amount of moisture we have in the first and second foot. Second foot is getting drier. Third foot is really dry because the corn crop has used all the rain that the good Lord has sent. We have some problems out here. As you can see, this pipe, once it fills with water, we do not have a block here, so I am already ill prepared. Also, I need my four-wheeler because I haven't driven out to a lot of these locations and the corn just grew up. Usually I have a path and a lane, but this is my furthest field, so I drove the pickup out. We'll get it going and then start to chase and fight problems. My goal is to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 pivots today, and we'll see tomorrow if they're still going or what do they need. 2 months of sitting is a problem. You and I have been very busy, though, doing much needed other things. Hopefully that battery isn't dead. I'm glad that I unhooked it. Oh, look, a railroad tie. Sweet. Railroad tie, and fuel is on. Let's throw this under the pipe. Fire this 4-cylinder Cummins diesel up. Always starts, runs fantastic. This motor is also very old, but Cummins diesel motors have treated me very well. Very nice. Got a few other video ideas. I did purchase some things that will help me out in the future. Love to show them to you guys. Here we go. Not my favorite fix, but we definitely improvised and adapted to what we have. I got another little block under there. We made use with the blocks and products I already had out here. Here we go. Cummins Fire Up drip oil is dripping. This lubricates the shaft going 120 feet down into the ground. Battery hooked up, should be rockable. One thing I forgot to mention, will there be mice? Absolutely, in that radiator fan, always is. But we did not get covered by mouse juice. PTO shaft. Time for engagement. Let's see how much water we have. feels good on this bright Monday morning. We will speed up the motor RPMs just a bit. I am going to run it at 60%. I want to lay a track down, so I'll run all these pivots around too fast just to lay down a good track. They're less likely to get stuck in silted in mud or anything where we've covered these pivot tracks. Knowing that I've run this one, I think 2 rotations in May, June, July. Now it's July 15. So April and May I ran to incorporate herbicide and germinate this crop. So I just want to run these pivots fast to lay down a track. We want to get about 480 volts. Let the motor warm up, leave the end gun on. We will go ahead and turn that blue. And I won't run the start run switch to run just yet. We'll let the pivot pressure up in a minute. Looks like we can use a little more juice from the motor. We are off to a great start. On to the next pivot. Keep track of how long it takes me to get all these things going. 20 psi. We could drop the bowls on that motor, but we'll run it slow and low, fast and low at first. There we go. Happy about that. End gun is working. Too many nozzles on, probably because of that situation right there. Perfect point of why we start early. Start when you can, not when you have to, because that needs to be fixed. This pivot is working 95% good enough to leave alone and go to the next one. We can always go back in and fill in the gaps and fix the things we now know we need to fix. Beautiful tree line. Check out my pollinating crop. This is probably RIB, refuge in a bag, that is pollinating first. This is yellow corn, and we plant refuge in a bag, which is about 5% of non-GMO seeds in the bag. So any bugs, pests, or diseases that attack that corn and not die, because the rest of the corn is GMO, they will breed with the other one. So if they are immune to it, hopefully their offspring won't be, and that's how we can keep good control. You want about 10 to 20% of your field to be about non-GMO crops, so that the GMO technology we can keep and hold on to help protect the crops to make it all the way to a big, bountiful harvest. On to the next one. I could just sit and watch pivots and pivot end guns all day long, but we must move forward in the beautiful sunlight. Great solar energy hitting all of my solar panels out in this field. Second most popular field on my farm, the drip field. I need to cover these weeds with some form of weed killer chemical. This field has 2 wells. We will start the first well with auto, which won't work, so we will go to manual. And we are running. Let's see if we have any water. Thank you. Did you just say that you're welcome? Thank you. Well, number 2. Again, I haven't been out here much to spray weeds. Automatic will work. Okay. Love the improvisation. Thank you. I get comments on my video. Kale, do you still have cows? Will you show your cows? The answer is certainly. Not my cows. Neighbor cows. But there you go. You got to see them. They look really good. They are also loving this cool weather and rain. I think it's going to be 72 Thursday. Checking the gallonage. Very happy about that amount. These 2 smaller wells on this smaller field only need that much. Which quadrant? This field is a rectangle split up in 4 quadrants, and I usually run the east side and west side. Only 2 open at any given time, and we will see if it looks like the east side, southeast and northeast, are open. So we'll let it run for a day or 2 and then check for drip tape holes, which we didn't get fixed this spring. I found a few of them. You saw it about 8 videos ago, me finding them. Maybe I could return to the video and find it, or get Adam to get his drone out here and look for flooding in low-lying areas. There are no low-lying areas in this field. It's flat and drains well. There's a bird on a wire. Beautiful out here in Nebraska. Appreciate the power that we do have. All right, and this is what I'm talking about. I have not been out in this field. I made a small path so I can walk out here and show you these end rows, non-GMO white corn here on Mary Jane's. I need to pick the correct route. Which way would you go through? I believe I'll make a short running over this big, beautiful, tall corn on my 4-wheeler. If you guys like my videos, check out my shorts. I put out like 2 or 3 a day sometimes during the week, so that'll keep you up to date. If you don't want to take the time and watch my full videos, I do appreciate everybody that watches the full-length version of my videos. I always try to put in some bonus secret content towards the end of videos for the people that bear with me and watch it all the way through. Okay, which route do you choose? Choose your own adventure out here on the Nebraska farm. A little bit of grass. We made it. Great job. Corn plow. That was a good line that I chose. Pretty much in the center. Now, we want to run this pivot at what? 60%? Start it forward. It's going. Have good volts. This is an electric pivot. Hopefully the auto works. Man. Let's go to this box and add water. Automatic does work. Happy joy. We have some air moving past. Smash and grab. Good thing I brought out extra drip oil because we need some. Corn durability test work excellent. Tire durability test, not so much. So now we'll have to make a pit stop at home. My old 4-wheeler, my old 1000 Can-Am used to have an air compressor on it. I never used it. That would be helpful in this situation. Limp home. Let's see if we can find the hole and maybe try to fix it now with a plug or some goo. Let's also wash out the radiator. I have successfully found the problem. A little bit of air coming from that. I can remove the valve stem. Do I have a new one? We will have to check in our box of saved parts, which I knew I would save for just such an occasion. Looking through my organized box of scraps, I could not find a valve stem. Too big, frozen up. I should just throw that. But let's try a cap. That one's too big. Oh, look. That looks like just the right size. So until I can get a new valve stem, we will put this on left-handed. Will that work and seal off? I think that bigger one might work better. All right, it's a test. Just want to quick show you how durable corn is. I ran over this row of corn 4-5 days ago. It was completely flat, and now look what it's trying to do. Corn is doing what it does best and grow straight up. You will probably see brace roots forming here, here, and here that will push down and lift it back up. Incredible how these plants survive. We're going to run over it again. Sorry about that. It is amazing how thick and overgrown these well places become when I'm not out here every day during the summer. We will get some good amount of mix spray and knock all of this grass down. Also, for future Carlson generations that decide to farm, be very careful of badger holes. And just like I've always taught you, PTO shafts are incredibly dangerous. Be careful of those. So make yourself a nice path of clear footing. Watch out for all badger holes. Always be secure when this shaft is running. Know where you're walking. Choose your route wisely. We will check the oil twice. We have two indicators. That one when it's running, and this one when it's not. We will add some 10W40 diesel engine oil to this motor and then fire it up. Start the pump slow. A little bit different drip oil tank because the other one, the cattle got into. So I temporarily put that one up, and that temporary is going to be permanent. There's nothing more permanent than temporary. We will fill it up, get it dripping, and get the generator going. Question for your diesel mechanics out there. Do you like the sound of that turbo? Is it going out, not getting oil? You might have to have that looked at. Add it to the list. It's getting hot. and it's only 10 o'clock on a Monday morning. Time for a refreshing drink. Today, I choose the lemon lime flavor of not beer. For all of my fellow beer drinkers out there, the team quit drinking alcohol. For me, it was a couple of years ago. Finding alternatives was sparkling water for me, and I love it. I found this company. I've been drinking it for over a year now. It's quite refreshing and delicious. Small company, I think, out of Texas. Young kids started a new company, Not Beer, and it's been a wonderful alternative to drink without alcohol. It's Monday morning somewhere at 10 o'clock, and today it's in Nebraska. Cheers, gentlemen. Delicious. Don't let me forget that on the back of the four-wheeler. We are at north of the bottom pivot at the south. Well, I did add oil to this motor, and it should fire quite nice. And of course, there were mice in the radiator. Always are. On just a few particular wells, that is their characteristic. They always have nests in them. Not every well, just particular wells. We'll let the motor warm up, and we will start the water well. Did the mice chew the rubber seal out of that check valve? We'll try to reseal it. I do have a new one at home. We'll keep it going. What well number is this? 4? 5? You guys are going to learn why I like electric motors buried out at the well. We are on automatic. It should work. These posts are not ideal, but they've been there for 20 years. Check drip oil. Start dripper and run this forward at, what did we decide, 60%? Back up. Okay, not 66. We will go 60. And when I hit pump, it should deliver juice. Happy Monday, folks. That was not ideal. What happened? We blew a fuse, more than likely. I just saw a mouse. So we can restart it to there. Let's open up this box. I do not have a Geiger counter. It's not what they're called. Amp meter tester. What do you call those little voltage handheld things to check fuses and volts? Again, I just proved my point. Why do farmers love electricity? Wells. Should be so simple, like everything else we deal in life. We lost juice. I think we just lost one leg. So we'll get a checker, open this all up, and determine what the problem is. Problem is that even if I replace the fuses, there's a reason why it tripped. Now, it could be because it sat idle for 2 months, and it could be a bigger issue, like rats or badgers burrowing down and eating my wires I have buried a half a mile out here. Oh no, another problem. We have a bad gauge. Solution: I re-nozzled this pivot with new top wobbler sprinklers, and I think they left me a gift. Oh, they knew. Look at it. Even for an old man, I can read that. So we'll get some wrenches and probably replace that while we are out here fixing and diagnosing everything else. I do have it wired to run a fertigation pump, which I believe I will pump on. So we need to load the sprayer with 1,550 gallons of 32%. Bring the pump out here, hook it up, and we can push nitrogen through the pivot to give this number 2 yellow corn an extra boost whenever it calls for it. It's not calling for it right now. Remember, I've got satellite imagery checking the NDVI of the plant health, and it's rock'em sock'em good stuff. Love seeing all the way into pollination. Oh, here we go. So we have tassels pollinating, dropping pollen onto silks. Beautiful silks. Each one of these silks is attached to a kernel, and that's what will pollinate, and then the kernel will grow fluffy and big to a nice golden corn kernel. Here are some secondary brace roots. No wind damage, but you can see brace roots down here, and then another line of defense poking out, you know, just in case. We did have some wind events out here, but the corn is still standing. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we will hopscotch on our way home to get the tools we need. We will just start other things. Okay, back out at Crowder's. This was the last videos where we replaced the big white variable speed transmission box with this cheaper gray version that should just work. We will run it at 60%, pivots running forward. Crank this back down to 60, punch it in, hit water. Hopefully the well will automatically put it on auto. I mean, it's all brand new, so it should work perfectly and amazing, right? What are we missing here? Let's go to information and look up 303. Code 303, I think that's no pressure. I believe I need to add a ground inside here. Oh, come on, man. Let's go to manual and just see if we can bump it. Oh, we didn't hook up the automatic. That's right. But this does need a ground on the inside. Let's play it safe and just get the ground. So I have to run this manually until I put in a new transducer pressure switch for automatic, because I think the guys only had 120 volt transducer on the truck, and this is either a 12 or 24 because it's a different company. All right, shut her down and we'll kill it at the well. Nice new circuit breaker. We'll kill it at the road too before we open this up. Add the tools to the list. Milwaukee screw gun. Double checking the power pole. Remember, folks, if you don't film it, did it even happen? Sounds like a lot of punch in that one. Ditch four-wheeler. All right, back in the shop. The boys are steadily working on cleaning up stuff and fixing my fix that didn't completely fix it. Duct tape and Teflon tape did not hold that hydraulic cylinder, so we have Ethan replacing it. Unfortunately, that hose goes all the way through the arm, which is nice for protection, but terrible for replacing. We got to pull the whole thing. It would have been nice to have a little splice right in here, which it does the other hoses, but these need to go all the way into the arm. Ooh, would you like a plug? I got a plug kit. Hold that up. I bought this kit, so let's use it. Hooray. And where do we set it? I can't film. Well, I can. But you don't want to see me struggling. Use that plug. And irrigation. Filming for
Did you
YouTube.
call the guy about the bin?
Yeah, okay. About the what?
The bin. Auger?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Cool. Perfect.
Pour concrete on Wednesday. Is that our 92-degree day or 72-degree day? Here is the box.
Every time we work on bins, it's going to be the hottest and most humid day, without fail.
We're going to make them true farm boys. All right, I'm missing one ground wire out there because I took this white box back on the with skid steer in the trailer. Ethan, thank you. Was that Friday? And I need this ground. Hopefully it's a self-tapping screw. Oh, awesome sauce. Now I'll just get an Allen wrench and I will be able to get that safely. Voltmeter. Fourth leg grounded. Got it in. Everything else checks out. Correct all of my electrical engineers. Feel free to write in the comments what you see missing, what we did wrong, potentially. Okay, now I need to run back out to the pole, turn it on, close this up, button it up, make sure my wires are not pinched. Then it will run on manual. Call the pivot company and have them put in a automatic auto switch. Looks good. Weeds are annoying, aren't they? That well motor is singing. Sounds amazing. Wonderful. Now, a month later, we're getting the correct water gallonage. We should, and hopefully pressure. The well is not next to the pivot point. We are about 400 yards away, but I'll check it from my phone to see if the pivot's moving. Mary Jane's has shut off, faulted, out of line or something. We'll run over there real quick and then we will do K's North. Should be good to go. Okay, 201. You guys remember what that code is? We can read it in the book. I think it's low pressure. We'll get some time to pressure up. All right, well, the big monster fuses on that panel over there are good. And all of these check out just fine. So that's confusing. Oh, I forgot a wrench. That's okay. We'll get it on the next one. And the reset, it wasn't tripped. So we'll throw the power and try this all over again. Didn't do anything, didn't fix anything, but everything from my end looks relatively cool. Not cool. Fuses are good. Oh, I know what happened. I'll bet you it blew a line at the pole, and we will call the power district. So I think, so it takes 3 legs of 480 to make this stuff work. And if 2 of your legs are 480, you will get enough to power on everything except your well motor. So it'll just limp in there. I have had problems at the pole before, so that's where my brain goes. Let's go check the road, because the pivot won't run and neither will the well motor. We are not getting the correct amount of juice that we should. I'm gonna shut this off. Question mark, get a wrench. Let's go check the road. Rats, I am in trouble now. I didn't bring a wrench, but I did have a wrench in the toolbox. A little bit too big? No. Did I twist those threads off? Yes, but it wasn't the size of the wrench. That's probably my problem. it's leaking. So now I just made life more complicated because it wasn't broken, but I did try to fix it. So now I need a pipe wrench, de-threader. I'll bring this home and clean it up. And don't start that project. Come on, Carlson, you know better. Sweet, we are in good luck because I found the problem. All right, from this box down into the ground all the way out to the pivot is me. Anything box and above is us. And I'm looking, you search the top fuses here, you have 1, 2, 3. And typically those fuses blow and they pop out and swing down. I'm seeing a wire right there. That is the fuse that goes through that. These two are still connected and that leg is dropped out. So I don't have the time, equipment, expertise, or legality to replace that, but I have seen it done before and they can do it from the ground. They'll get a long pole, flip that down, pull it down, put in a new fuse, clip it in the bottom, reattach the pole to that hook, and they slam it in. Boom, we have juice. So we will call electric company and let them know that pole number 41706 needs a little help. Anybody keeping track of what well number this is? Welcome back to K's North. This one should be relatively easy. I keep going back to so many wells to fix and refix and restart that I've lost count. Dripper is dripping. PTO shaft feels solid. It's disengaged. We have oil. I do not have earplugs in. We'll just see if it'll fire. That K's South pivot's running way too fast. It was 60%. I might slow it down. I am able to do that from my phone. Great job, Ethan, getting this table all cleaned up, ready to go. And boom, one. Oh, I even have 2 of them. So that's what I need. And also a plug if it's still running and I don't want to shut it off. I need a plug for that. Also, I need to fix this. I'll bring this tool along, put this one away with this going in the block. Great organization that you can see correctly, standard and metric. I don't see a plug in all of Dad and I's saved fittings. I've been in this bucket a number of times. Where did this come from? This is pretty old. And ooh, we could put this kind of a nozzle on. That way I could take a drink when we're out in the field, because remember, the Ogallala Aquifer is the best water in the world. Oh, I'm gonna need this to put 32% through the pivot. Oh, and we have a spare. Excellent, we got a couple built. Dude, I have 3 of these. I got crazy knowing that I would need these in the future. See, that's the stopper, and I believe mice have chewed that rubber away to stop it. So I just need a plug cap on the end of this, or we'll shut the well off. Put the new one on. We'll carry a couple of those with us. Who knows what other surprises we will find today. All right, why do guys like me and dads all across the land save a pile of parts? Because every once in a while, a part works. Couldn't get the threads out of that other piece, so I believe this one will work on here, and then we can put it on that threaded pipe. I will bring an angle grinder with a wire brush to clean up those. So hopefully I can get that in for my PSI gauge. Power is fixed at the road. Got a text message. Trip oil. That one should fire. What else do I need? Not this. So why don't we just put this tool away, clean this up, or have Ethan do it? This is why you have kids. All right, that was tricky. Could not thread that end, but I got it good enough. Had to take this off because it will not screw on with that pipe. So not incredible design. It might leak a bit, but it's on, safe, and secure. Pivot's running. I now have a delicious 480. We will set this to auto and hopefully it will trigger and engage. Finally get this pivot going after hours of working with others' pivots. Great sound. And we have water and the filter. Don't mind that, that's just for water. Flush the filter right quick. It smells like old water. We will have new water pumping shortly. Oh, it smells delicious. And great thing is this is not leaking. We are running at 60%. Don't forget your tool. On to the next one. All right, this pivot keeps shutting off because I don't have the transducer wired up. Not this one, not this old one, but actually this one when we cut it and pulled the panel. So it's showing, it can't see that it has water to the pivot. So everything's working, but if the water would ever shut off to the pivot, it would shut the pivot off. So I need that wired up, and then I need the auto wired up. Nobody's in the office at 6 o'clock. I got too late in the day. We will call in the morning, but otherwise this one's functioning. On to the next one. Also, every once in a while you do get lucky. I put my pocket tool away, but I cannot find my Milwaukee knife when I was trying to use it to groove the threads on that pressure switch right here. Fortunately, moving from one pivot to the next, it was still there. So, knife successfully recovered. Now we can go to the next one. Any other tools I have laying around here? We are back out at the south pivot, and it is off. And it looks like we do have some goo and some chewing. I'll maybe clean this one up. We do have a little bit of sand and gravel inside there. I would like to flush it. We could also take the cap off this and reach in there and clean it. But for today, I choose to just put this in like that to see if it will thread, and we will run water. If it's bad, we'll clean it out. But the pivot is out of line-ish, so that's maybe the issue. Could be a flat tire, could be stuck, could be a number of things. But, oh man, a little bit jumpy today. We're gonna run it, just restart it, see if we can get it going again. Otherwise, come back out early in the morning to get it fixed. All right, we have super irrigation going. Oh yeah, that one's even on. Everything except Crowder's. Pollination looks great. Weather is beautiful in Nebraska. Remember, if you're just a little bit uncomfortable, the corn is very great sunshine, little breeze, and good grief, I have a lot of corn out here. How are we going to get all of this harvested? All non-GMO white corn on the north, and regular number 2 yellow dent corn on the south. So we'll have a lot of harvest so far. Sounds like storms might be moving in this week. So Kale, why are you running into irrigation? Because you irrigate when you can, not when you have to. Hopefully it rains, and then we'll run around in the mud shutting everything off. Or do it from my phone at 2 a.m. Blessed with Ogallala Aquifer. Happy to have this amount of water underneath our feet. It'll be interesting to see, with as little water usage as we're using this year, how much the water table will rise again. It's been coming up a bit in the last few years, at least in this area. Good irrigation management, who knows? Might be part of it. And we will end the video today with this outro. Liquid Death Grapefruit. Delicious. A little bit warm because I think I opened it actually this morning or at noon. 7 o'clock. I just got a text notification from my phone that one of my pivots, the last pivot that I started, shut off again. I know the issue. I don't know how to fix it. Maybe just a little bit of an adjustment on the swing arm at the end. I think that's the problem. Maybe we will run it reverse instead of forward. Maybe that would solve it. I don't know. I might go back out tonight and I might just call it a day, get a good night's sleep, and hit it hard. First thing in the morning, I think I'll drive by K's North and South and see if they're still running. My computer says the south one is, so maybe the radar can't bounce to the leg and tell my computer if the north one is on or off. Sometimes in this tall corn, it can't communicate. The pivots can't communicate as well with me or my phone, which is fine. That keeps me in business, running all of the robots and drones and high technology. But it feels good to irrigate again. Come back in a month or so and ask me that same question. But I had enough rest and other projects done and taken care of, so the amount of rain is amazing. And the forecast rain looks great. So lots of things to be encouraged about. Thank you everyone for joining along on this journey that is farming in 2025. Ah.